Snoop Loopz. Hey, somebody sent me this video, which we're going to review, of Master P talking about how Kellogg was coming after him for trying to sell Snoop Loopz, which essentially is a cereal that Snoop Dogg branded that kind of, I guess, was based off or trying to play off of Fruit Loops, which is the popular cereal. I used to love Fruit Loops growing up. So yeah, he sent this to me, and I thought this was great to react to because there's some learning lessons in this that I think we all should take. And again, anytime I can give you guys a game as it relates to trademark law and whatnot, man, I'm all for it. So as I pull this up, some housekeeping items, please hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm, as well as hit that subscribe button to be a part of the IP community, where we talk everything intellectual property. Also, the new ebook just dropped, Got IP. It's kind of taking you through the process step by step, from coming up with an idea all the way up to monetizing it. And we talk about the IP, we talk about manufacturing, funding, licensing, getting feedback, all that. So go check that out. That link is in the description. And with no further ado, let's kind of bring up the man of the hour and see what he has to say about this Snoop Loopz. Let's go.
When I put this cereal out, I don't know if y'all know the story. Kellogg's came at me, went after my trademark. Let me show y'all how the devil work, right? Me and Snoop blew this.
Look, and I already have to stop it, and I have to apologize. I have two points, because I actually looked into this a little bit. And again, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but I didn't see anything where Kellogg came after them, and maybe they did file a petition. So typically when you file for a trademark application, the examiner, after so long, he picks up the trademark application, he or she examines it and gives you an office action letting you know, hey, we're going to allow your trademark or we're not going to allow your trademark. It seems like, from what I found in this case, the examiner at the United States Patent and Trademark Office rejected the trademark application from Master P and Snoop Dogg because of the trademark of Kellogg. And it wasn't even for Fruit Loops. I guess Kellogg has a trademark for just Loops, Loops. And they rejected the Snoop Loopz trademark application because of the Kellogg application. This had nothing to do with a Kellogg and them trying to kind of come after Master P, even though that could have happened and that could happen. But it seems like in this case, from what I found, the examiner at the United States Patent and Trademark Office, again, like I said, when you get that, when they examine that trademark application, they're going to issue what is called an office action, letting you know either whether or not the trademark is accepted, or the trademark application is accepted, or if it's rejected. And to the extent that it's rejected, the USPTO, the examiner, is going to let you know why it's rejected. It seems like in this case, they rejected Snoop Loopz because of the trademark Loops that is owned by Kellogg. So it seems like Kellogg had nothing to do with it, the rejection of the application. It seems like the examiner cited the Loops trademark and said, hey, there'd be a likelihood of confusion, and therefore we can't allow you to trademark Loops. So that's the first thing. I mean, the Snoop Loopz. And then the second thing is, hey man, this is not God being bad. It's just rules at the end of the day. It's like, you steal and you get caught, and next thing you know, you got to pay a fine and do some jail time for stealing. And then somebody is saying, hey, look how God, helped me out, or whatever the case may be. No, it's rules and regulations, whether it's criminal law, whether it's civil law, whether it's IP law. It's rules and regulations that you have to follow. And it seems like, the examiner at the USPTO rejected the application in light of those laws. So it had nothing to do with God. That's just kind of my take. Let me know if you disagree with me. Let's finish up here.
This brand up, this company was called Snoop Loopz at first. Kellogg said, oh no, take it off the shelf. You're not using it. I had spent millions of dollars, everything, packaging, all this stuff. I say, you know what? I'm not going to sell it. I'm going to feed my people. I went to all these underprivileged communities and gave millions away. That's awesome. And look what God done blessed us with now. Because I started with one cereal, now I have 3. Like he said, when you do the right thing, he'll bless you tenfold. And I didn't give up. And so I needed that courage to keep going, even knowing that I lost money. But guess what? That was a minor setback for a major comeback.
Hey, and shout out to Master P, because he did say some things in there that I thought were worthwhile and valuable. Number one, not giving up. There's always going to be roadblocks when you're doing this entrepreneurship game, whether you're selling a product, whether you're providing a service. It's going to be ups and downs. I interview people every day. Most of those companies have been on Shark Tank. They talk about the ups and the downs, but they're still fighting a good fight and trying to make something out of their brand. So you only lose when you give up. So I do like when he said that. And again, I will kind of take what I said earlier. Now, their trademark application for Snoop Loopz got rejected by the USPTO, and an examiner cited Kellogg Loopz. But I mean, a Kellogg could have came after them with a separate lawsuit, which again brings me to really my ultimate point. Before you start selling these things under a branded name, it's always good to talk to an attorney, because they're going to give you that risk. They're going to let you know, hey, you're probably going to get sued or likely to get sued by this particular company because you're maybe infringing on their trademark, or they may look as if you're infringing on their trademark. So you may want to kind of change it up, because again, what he did is they're trying to play off of these. And I actually had a kind of back and forth with one of with somebody under the video earlier today that talked about how IP law stifles competition in a free market. And I disagree with them. And I said, look, man, IP is just rules in the game that you have to abide by. And he kind of tried to say how the different, like, patent lasts 20 years and the copyright lasts the life of the author plus 70 years. And then the trademark lasts forever as long as you're using it. So based on those long runways, that's stifling competition. And I said, look, it seems like you have a issue with the length of time. But again, my whole overall point to you guys, and based on bringing up that conversation, is why should somebody, just an everyday person, be able to kind of use or profit off the goodwill of somebody who's been spent millions of dollars in advertising, millions of dollars in marketing, and got sales that total millions, if not billions of dollars? Kellogg with Fruit Loops and all their cereal brand, they spent money to be one of the big dogs and get all the sales and things like that. And whether it's Fruit Loops or Captain Crunch or whatever the case may be, they kind of did it the long way. So why, and please let me know this in the comment section, why should somebody else be able to kind of trade off of that name? That's the whole point of trademark law, is preventing you from trading off of that name and thinking that somehow Snoop Loopz is associated with Fruit Loops. Now, they could have called them Snoop Circles, which I think would have been good. They could have called them anything but Snoop Loopz. The examiner, as well as Kellogg, to the extent that Kellogg did sue him, thought that it was a likelihood of confusion and too close to the point where Kellogg's customers would have been confused and start thinking that Snoop Loopz was somehow associated with Kellogg. And again, to Master P, I get it, man. Everybody want to trade off a popular name or a big brand name, whether it's Starbucks, whether it's Walmart, whether it's Fruit Loops and the different cereals. But you got to understand that there's risk that comes with that. That risk being intellectual property infringement, whether it's trademarks, whether it's patents, whether it's copyrights. In this case, they got slapped on the wrist. At least the trademark application got rejected because of likelihood of confusion. Again, whether or not Kellogg sent them a separate cease and desist letter, that could have very well, a separate cease and desist letter and potentially a lawsuit saying, hey, you guys can't sell this thing. That could have definitely been the case. But again, if they were serious about trading it or building a brand of their own, they could have called these things a number of other things, Snoop Circles, something that was not close to Fruit Loops. The fact that they call them Snoop Loops, again, in my opinion, as an IP attorney, it looks like they're trying to trade off the name of the famous brand name Fruit Loops and kind of get some customers that way. And Kellogg wasn't having it. And again, as an IP attorney, I completely agree with it. And to the extent that you are my client and somebody was trying to do the same thing, I would have told you, hey, you probably should let's send a cease and desist letter or potentially sue them, because it's a likelihood of confusion. You want to protect not only yourself, but your customers as well. That's my spiel on it. Again, shouts out to Master Peace. Shouts out to Snoop Dogg for not giving up. And it seems like he has 3 cereals now. I can assure you that those 3 cereals are not kind of similar to one of the other big brand cereals that's out there. But again, I may be wrong. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know how you like this video. Hit a like button for that YouTube algorithm. Please hit that subscribe button to be a part of the IP community where we talk everything intellectual property. And as I said earlier, please go check out that ebook. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.